What's going on, people of YouTube? Welcome to yet another episode of Pure Farming 2018. And I am your host, as usual, AK. And today we are back on the Montana map. And if you may notice, this is not challenge mode. There is no timer up on the screen, no title for our objective. That's because this is free play mode. Believe it or not, yes, this is free play mode. Now, I know I said before that, Germany was the only free play map, and I was incorrect. That's because the preview build does not do a good job at explaining things, so you kind of just find things out on your own just from goofing around and pressing buttons and going to areas and just seeing what will happen. And that's basically how I found this out. And what we have here is that the game allows you to travel to the various different maps, and we've covered all of them at this point. We visited every single map, and you can travel to all of them and activate the free play mode in all of them. And what's even better is that not only can you switch maps, but you can even go ahead and transfer your machinery as well as all the money in your account to the various maps. So you can start in one map, then move to another, and basically just continue your game from there. Now, of course, when you switch maps, everything will reset, like you won't own any fields, for example. But you at least get to have all your money and keep your machinery. Although you can't take every piece of machinery. So, how did I achieve this? Well, today we're going to just hop on over to the logistics center, which is located on every single map. There's a logistics center. And let's quickly go ahead and find it. Services. Ah, there we go. Logistics center. Okay, it's all the way to the north of the map. Now, we could fast travel there, but I want to pad out this video runtime, so we're just going to drive there. No, I'm kidding. I want to actually take a tour of the map. Let's see how detailed it is. Because the Germany map was incredibly small, but the Montana map is pretty big. So let's jump into the cockpit view here. There we go. Let's go for a road trip. I have to make sure I don't accelerate too fast because the handling still needs to be adjusted. But thankfully, changes will be coming because the free-to-play, the free-play option is not the only thing that I want to discuss today. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're also going to be talking about some interesting details that came out of the recent Reddit AMA that was hosted by one of the community managers, or should I say the community manager from Techland Publishing, of course the publishers of Pure Farming, as well as two of the developers from Ice Flames who are actually creating the game. And yeah, some interesting details came out of that Reddit AMA. And if you don't know what AMA is, it's Ask Me Anything. And developers like to do it, a lot of different people like to do it, not just developers, but developers do it a lot because it allows the community to go ahead and just talk about the game, and it's mostly just asking questions, and then developers will provide answers. That's why it's called Ask Me Anything. So it's like a Q&A panel during like a convention or something. It's basically that, except of course in virtual form. Now, yeah, I'm still getting used to the road networks here on the Montana map, and the handling. I guess I could have taken the tractor, but I don't know. The pickup truck just seems to suit this little road trip a little bit better. And we just took down a sign. But yeah, some interesting details came out of that Reddit AMA, and I'm going to go over them. But before that, let's visit the logistics center. Ah! Good grief. Yeah, I really hope the handling is adjusted as developers said, because good grief. Anyway. So, I actually compiled all the neat little details that I noticed during that AMA, and I did it on a news post on gamingenthusiast.net. So I'm just gonna basically give a condensed version of that. Well, I shouldn't say condensed, I'm gonna read it, but of course I can't read and play at the same time because that would involve me looking at my phone screen and looking at the game screen. So what I'm gonna do is, once we visit the logistics center, I'm going to put some B-roll here for you guys to watch as I read, and then we're going to go back to live gameplay. Sounds good? Better sound good because you have no choice, because this video has clearly already been recorded, edited, and published, so it's It's not like you can actually change anything right now. Ha 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 ha. Alright. So, now we've made it to the logistics center in one piece. Didn't kill ourselves or anyone else. Just pull up to the gate here. Oh, that was pretty quick. And okay. So, as you can see here, these are the flags for all of the countries that are in the game. All the other countries, I should say. We have Italy over here, which was our last episode. No, actually, this wasn't the last episode. That was the episode before the last one. This one is the Colombian spawn point. Alright. And then we have Japan over here. Pretty cool. Now, where is Germany? I mean, I came here from Germany, so I'm expecting Germany should be here. Huh. Okay, it is not on that side. Alright, so let me just come into the spawn point to show you how this whole thing works. Alright, so see, it says target country. You can, okay, Germany is here in this menu, my bad. So, yeah, you can go travel to any of these countries, and then you can choose what machines you would like to transfer. So we have quite a few here. And let me just select a few, and let's see when it's going to tell us to stop. Alright, see, now it's telling me, okay, there's no space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. No, wait. Let me recount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, just to make sure. So yeah, it is 6 pieces of machinery that you can take with you. That's how it seems. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with like the exact size of the machinery or what. But anyway, it allows you to transfer everything to your new farm in the new country, and it's going to cost you a bit of money. But like I said, all the money that's in your account is going to come along with you. So that's going to make things way easier. It's much better than like, say, in Farming Simulator, where when you want to start a brand new map, typically it's where you're starting right from ground zero all over again. So yeah, it's really good that you can go ahead and just transfer everything. And even though you're technically starting from ground zero, at least you have your money to give you a bit of a boost in your brand new country. So yeah, that's how you do it. And again, this was not explained. This is not something that was clearly obvious. This is why I was under the assumption that Germany was the only map that could be played in free play mode. But apparently that is not the case. Anyway, we're just going to quickly jump on over to our farm. Fast travel. Another thing that isn't directly explained. Let's just go ahead and fast travel. There we go. Pretty instant. Alright. So, let me show you what all I bought. So, I purchased this seeder as well as this cultivator, the harvester we had before, and that tractor we had before, although there is another tractor that I bought, as well as a plow. And this trailer is something that we had before from Germany. Let me remove that marker from the logistics center. Today we're going to be doing some work while I discuss the AMA, since of course that's really the most interesting part about all of this. Alright, so let's head on over to field number 4, I believe it is, because I just planted that field, so we have some crops growing over there. Believe it might be some canola. Gonna head on over here. Here we go to field number 4. So we have our tractor already set up here. And we're gonna set a worker to do some plowing, because I can never get the plow as straight as I need it to. Alright, so I'm just gonna unfold it. And we're gonna go ahead and set a worker to it. Now let's observe that AI at work, and this will serve as some perfect B-roll while I go over the details of the Reddit AMA. Yeah, just to make sure he doesn't have any issues. So yeah, let's observe his work as we go over the details of that Reddit AMA. Alright, so before I go ahead and go into the questions that I asked the developers, I first want to talk about the other questions that were asked by other users over on Reddit. Now, a lot of these names I can't pronounce. I'm not going to even try and pronounce them, so instead I'm just read the questions that they gave and the answers that the developer provided. So, one user asked about if multiplayer will be added to the game, and to that the developer says that it's going to be coming, but it's a feature that they have planned for after launch. They decided to go ahead and make mod support a higher priority. So that's going to be taken care of first. It's actually going to be coming at launch. The mod tools will be released. I'm going to get into that in just a second. But multiplayer will be coming, just not right now. So expect that in the coming months after launch. Alright, so another user asked if modding tools would be available on both PC and consoles, and to that the developer said, no, modding tools will actually only going to be on the PC version. So if you know, on Farming Simulator, there are mods on the PS4 and Xbox One version of Farming Simulator 17, but I think it's where the mod developers can port their mods over to that. So not every mod is available, but some are. But on PC, of course, you still have the majority. But here with Pure Farming 2018, there's going to be no mod support whatsoever on those consoles. It's going to stick on PC. But it's not all bad, because what's going to happen is that the developers are going to pick what they consider to be the best mods from the PC version, and then they themselves, the developers at Ice Flames, are going to port over the mods from the PC version to the PS4 and Xbox One version as free DLC. So that's pretty cool. Good on them. Alright, so another user asks if there was going to be a map editor that's part of the modding tools. And so that developer said, no, there is not. They're going to focus on vehicles for right now, but they are open to the idea of expanding upon the modding tools in the future. So at launch, users are only going to be able to mod vehicles. They're not going to be able to do anything with the maps, but it might be a feature that is added later on. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of really nice user-created maps for the Farming Simulator series. Like Farming Simulator 17 has some of its own original mod maps, and some are ports from the older titles. And a lot of them are really beautiful, really well detailed. So if Pure Farming 2018 can get some map editor mod support, that would be beautiful. Alright, so another user asked about what their DLC plans are for Pure Farming 2018, and the developer said that they're not going to talk about it right now, it's still a bit too early, but they kind of hinted that DLC will be released after launch, and they actually do plan on supporting Pure Farming 2018 for a very long time. So that's pretty good. Sounds great. It'll be exciting to see what exactly this DLC will be. More than likely it's going to be like new tractors and other bits of new machinery. And sticking on the topic of DLC, another user asked what are all the brands that are going to be a part of Pure Farming 2018. And to that the developer said they're in talks with pretty much everyone, and they're trying to get as many brands into the game as possible, but they can't confirm just yet exactly what will be coming. So it sounds like this is an ongoing process. They haven't finalized everyone, but progress sounds like it's being made, so that's definitely very cool, very exciting. Alright, so another user asked about a gameplay mechanic here, if fatigue simulation would be added to the farmer. Now, fatigue simulation is a part of another farming simulator. I think it's Farmer's Dynasty. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Farmer's Dynasty has that feature. But to that, the developer said that the ability to skip the nighttime is going to be added to the game, or rather, it has been added to the game. It's just not available right now in the preview build. And time will pass when this mode is activated. So that means, like, if you have a field and crops are growing on that field, even if you skip the night, time is going to pass as normal, so progress will be shown with your field. So it's not as if the game world just pauses and resets itself to the daytime. No, things are going to continue as normal. It's just going to be super accelerated. So you approach the farmer's house, you click the option to go to sleep, and then boom, it's daytime, and things in the world would have changed. The economy, your field status, whatnot, would all have changed within that time. All you did was just skip over playing in nighttime, which is good, because playing at nighttime is not the best for certain things, because you can't see, even with your lights on. Alright, so another question was about crop fertilization. If it increases the yield of the crops or if it's just arbitrary. And that person also asks if crop withering will be able to be disabled or enabled like it is in Farming Simulator. And the developers answered saying that the fields are separated into classes. So higher classes will have less of a need for fertilization and plowing, but doing those jobs are going to increase your crop yield. So if you plow your fields and if you fertilize them, they're going to give you way more of an output than if you just go ahead and just harvest, cultivate, and then start seeding all over again. So plowing and fertilizing your field will definitely help. That sounds good. But crop withering will not be allowed to be disabled because they want to keep it as realistic as possible. So yeah, if you don't harvest your crops, you're gonna lose them all. So you have to make sure you harvest them as soon as possible. Alright, so that concludes all of the other user questions. Now here are the questions that I asked. Now I mentioned this before earlier in the video, but I asked them, will vehicle handling be tweaked? And the developers said that they've been working on the handling and camera system since they sent out the preview build in the beginning of February. And these features are going to continue to be adjusted up until the time of release. So when the retail version comes out, the camera system and the handling system will have been adjusted, which is great. I have not much issue with the camera system, but that handling, as you saw with the pickup truck, it's hard to control when it gets up to speed. So yeah, I'm hoping that it really is a big change from what we have now. So I also asked, is there going to be a traditional tutorial mode? Now, they mentioned that there is a mode that's called My Farm, which they actually have shown before, but it's not currently available here in the preview build, but it's going to be in the retail release. So this mode is called My Farm. I think it's where you inherit a farm from your grandfather. It's something like that. It's kind of like a story mode in a way, but it's really just serves as the campaign. They say it's going to take at least 40 hours to complete, which is, wow, that's a lot of game time. So they say it's going to take 40 hours to complete, and it will serve as the main tutorial mode because it's going to guide you through the game a lot better than the challenge mode or the free-to-play mode does. I keep saying free-to-play. It's going to guide you through the game much better than the challenge mode or the free-play, not free-to-play, free-play mode does. So, okay, looking forward to that because, as I said, in its current state, the game doesn't really do much to explain things to you, so that would be nice. Alright, and then they asked, will there be a sequel? I asked that question, and the developers cheekily answered that, it's all going to depend on us. Like, it's going to depend on the sales of the game and how popular it gets. But as for right now, they're just trying to focus on making a game that people will enjoy. So that sounds pretty good. Very, very good stuff. And I also asked them if there will be a Nintendo Switch version, simply because Farming Simulator is on the Switch, in addition to PS4 and Xbox One. So I asked if there's any hope Pure Farming would also join that crew. And they said, at this time, no. They're just going to focus on giving us the PC, PS4, and Xbox One version, which is fine. Like, it's understandable. Switch is a new platform. This game has been in development for quite some time. So yeah. It's understandable that they aren't bringing it to Switch at this moment, but they didn't say no. They just said that they're not focused on that right now. So we're going to let the AI worker continue plowing the fields because, again, I suck at plowing, at least with that shape of plow. Like, I found a mod for FS17, which is a plow, but it looks more like a cultivator. And so it's much easier for me to handle that type of plow, but those ones, I hate them. So I'm hoping somebody releases a mod soon with a different shaped plow because I hate those types of plows that are currently available. So let's go ahead and, there we are. Let's go ahead and grab our seeder. We can start seeding as our AI worker finishes work on the field with the plowing. Let's head back on over to the field. Get to work. Alright, it's nearly sunset here, but we're going to start our work. Let's see how much we can get done before it gets too dark. Alright. Because it's still getting used to those button prompts. It'll take a while. Like, I'm going from muscle memory with Farming Simulator, so a lot of inputs I use because I got them from playing Farming Simulator. Alright, okay, yeah, we are seeding in the right direction. Great. So yeah, hopefully we shouldn't catch him up. We may catch him up though, because this is a very small field. But anyway guys, I hope that you enjoyed all the details from that Reddit AMA. Because I thought that it was pretty interesting getting those small little tidbits of info. It wasn't anything like dramatic, but it does give an outlook for what the future of the game looks like. And I'm hopeful, you know? I'm hopeful. I'm glad that the team has been working on the game since sending out this preview build. I wish that they would release a new updates with all those changes. Like, I really want to see what that new handling system is like. Oh man, do I want to see that. But everything in time. You know, the game launches in roughly 2 weeks from now. So we'll see. Maybe they might send something out right before release. I hope so, because I talked about this before in the last episode, which was the Japan episode. But the thing about these games, like, you know, when they get updates and whatnot, it's like you end up having one experience with a game, and then a couple months later, after it's been updated and whatnot, it could be a totally different experience, because perhaps there were issues that you had at first that aren't relevant anymore because they've been patched out. And it's great that games can progress like that these days, but it makes it hard writing a review, because sometimes you could write a review, list a couple of cons, and then the game's updated a couple months later, and therefore that kind of makes your review pointless. It's an interesting dynamic that we have with games today that didn't exist back in the 90s and the majority of the early 2000s, when patches and updates on consoles just weren't a thing. They were a thing for a while on PC, but on consoles, no way. It wasn't really until PS3 and Xbox 360 that we started getting patches and updates on consoles. Alright, so now we're doing some dual action here on this field. It's pretty cool. Oh, I think another tidbit I saw that just reminded me is that you can have up to like 5 AI workers on a field, which isn't available right now. But I remember either seeing that or hearing that somewhere. I think it was also a part of the AMA. Or not. Like, I'm going to link the AMA down below, so just in case there's anything I missed, you can go ahead, take a look at all the questions and answers for yourself. Because I may have missed something, but I do remember coming across that bit of information too. But from right now here in the preview build, I think you can only have one worker at a time. Which isn't bad, because I mean, the 2 fields that I own right now aren't very big, so don't really need more than 1 worker. And besides, they only have 2 tractors anyway, so yeah. Like, you know, one of the mods I would like to see you know, brought over, if the functionality can be brought over at all, is the Follow Me mod from Farming Simulator. Oh man, I love that mod. Having the AI drivers follow you, which makes it easy to move machinery around and whatnot. Although the fast travel feature technically does take care of that, just to make it more realistic, you know, that would be cool to have. GPS mod, I talked about that before, I would love to have that too. But those are really like the 2 mods I'd like to see. Seasons perhaps, maybe, because seasons currently aren't available here in Pure Farming, so whether the developers do it themselves or whether a modder can do it, that would be nice to have too. Yeah, farming at nighttime, very difficult. I'm trying to keep things as straight as possible, and I'm kind of getting it, but I can notice a few small gaps here and there. It's not too bad though. Another thing I think that's been adjusted in the upcoming retail release is time, because right now the time moves very quickly. You may have noticed that a second here in the real world is a minute here in the game world, even though the time is set to 1. This is not a 1-to-1 time scale. Farming Simulator does have a 1-to-1 time scale, so I hope that is added here to Pure Farming. Because this time acceleration, it's not bad, but at the same time, it would be nice to have like full 24-hour days. That'll make things a little bit more realistic, and not to mention easier. Because again, farming at night, not fun. Alright, looks like our worker is nearly finished. We're just gonna finish up our side of the field with the seeding. Let's just accelerate this process, shall we? Alright, so we finished our field. As you can see, it's been neatly plowed and seeded, and I've put time acceleration on, so yeah, the crops have already started growing, good grief. Can hardly see it, it's almost blending in with the grass. But yeah, that should be done soon. I just wanted to get back up to sunrise so we can see properly. I'm gonna jump into our Zetor Crystal 160 here. A big boy. Gonna take him back to the shed, put the plow down. But before I do that, like, one cool thing I would like to show you is how you wash your tractor here. Now first, let me go here to back to the farm. Now, right here is a pressure washer. You see this white box right here? Yeah, that's a pressure washer right there. But I didn't get it to work properly. I don't know if it's broken or if I was just doing it improperly, but there is another way to wash your tractors and machinery here, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go up to the map. We're gonna go back to services. Let's find the nearest gas station. I think it's number 1. Gonna set a marker. We're gonna head there to gas station 1. Jump the cockpit view. Yeah, I know this is super meaningless, but I just wanted to show this because I think it's so neat. Alright, so we made it up here to the gas station. We don't need gas in this tractor, but as you can see here, there is a car wash. Now this isn't a car, obviously, but it's gonna work. Or at least I hope, or otherwise I'm gonna embarrass myself from all of YouTube to see. So we're gonna hop out here. Doors close. Gonna go up to the kiosk, and it's gonna cost us 75 bucks. But you can probably hear it. No, you can even see it too. Our machinery is being washed. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Now the mist is clear. Beautiful! Look how squeaky clean they are. The cultivator's been washed, and the tractor. Let's get out of this small space so we can get a better view with the camera. Okay. Yeah, now you can see it. Look how shiny it is. So it takes just a few seconds. I did do a jump cut just now, but it takes just a few seconds. But it totally works. Oh man, I don't know why. I just find that so pleasing, because ironically I hate seeing the machinery get all dirty, and I'm not sure if that may also contribute to maintenance. Probably. I don't know if it's just a cosmetic thing or if it does like make your machines eventually break down easier if you don't clean them. But yeah, I just think it's so neat. Like the pressure washer on the farm, it claims to work because I tried spraying down the truck with it, and after a few moments it said, oh, your truck has been cleaned, but there was still dirt on it. So I used this car wash here by the gas station, and yeah, it really does work. It got rid of everything. So yeah, we're just gonna take our crystal back to the farm. But I think that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. We're gonna save everything else for our next video. Hopefully by then the crops should be ready to harvest, to give us some content for our next video here in free play mode. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little more exploring here in this mode. I may go back to the challenge mode, we'll see. But for now, I think I just want to do some work here in free play mode. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please comment down below and tell me what you think about pure farming and about this gameplay series. And if you like what you see here, make sure to check out the rest of our content over at gamingenthusiast.net. We post features, reviews, news, all sorts of cool stuff for you guys. So go ahead and give that a look. And also make sure to visit our sister websites at PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Enthusiast, since they offer similar type of content related to those platforms. And if you like listening to my stupid voice, you can go ahead and watch me over on Extreme Energy Productions. That's my YouTube channel. Alright guys, until next time, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.